Good evening and afternoon, at Canterbury, and it's good to see you back here again. And we are halfway through the lockdown, so that's 2 weeks gone, 2 weeks to go, and we've done pretty well so far. And I was just talking to Lee Jenkins yesterday, and he was telling me that they've only had one arrest for someone who was disobeying the rules, which is pretty good. I think 99.9% of the people are doing what they should be doing, and with only one arrest, I think we're doing pretty well. But he did say if anyone wants to break the rules, he will clamp down on them. So, Hamish, how's things going on your side?
Oh, good, thanks, Neil. We're working pretty effectively, I think, from home, getting through our work. As you say, a couple of weeks in, it starts to feel a little more normal, doesn't it? The way in which we go about our day and getting the things done. There's plenty on. Essential services ticking over pretty well. The welfare response is gearing up. And of course, we're coming into Easter weekend, aren't we? And I know the government is urging the whole of New Zealand not to think of Easter as a normal holiday weekend. Nothing changes about Easter in a lockdown, and our behaviour should be exactly the same as if it was any other ordinary part of the week.
I've also heard from Jacinda that the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy are still allowed out. They're not in lockdown, so they're still out about doing their thing around. I probably won't see them here, but I'm sure there's a lot of people around Mid-Canterbury who will. So it'll be good to see them out. But before we get to Easter, Hamish, on Thursday we've got a council meeting, and we've been waiting for that report you've been bringing to us about what sort of rate relief we can get, if any, for the next rate payment and next year.
Yeah, so you're right, Neil. We've been really conscious, haven't we, both at our level and for the Mayor and councillors, about the pressure on people's finances through the lockdown. A lot of requests and commentary around council doing what they can to make things a little bit easier. So we've been beavering away and prepared a report on both the next instalment of rates, which we send out in the next week or two, and then next year's rates level as contained in our budgets and annual plan. So that work's been completed for now for council's consideration. That meeting this Thursday is at 1:00 in the afternoon, and while we'll all be sitting in our lounges zooming in, that meeting will still be live streamed on both YouTube and Facebook. So if anyone in the community is thinking about how council is going to deal with some of these issues, then the opportunity is definitely there to tune in. Lots of other council business on that agenda too, Neil, but those two reports are probably going to be the headline issues that you'll have to deal with.
Yeah, that's right. And the people have asked for it, and we've asked you to send a report to us, and obviously I'll be chairing that meeting, and then the council will make a decision. And if people want to have a look at that agenda now, it is up on the council website, which is good. Yeah. The other thing we talked about briefly yesterday or the day before was when we do come out of lockdown, about how to get our businesses up and running again. And we discussed about a Shop Local campaign. So how do you think we can do that?
So we've been giving it a little bit of thought in terms of how Mid-Canterbury might recover economically as soon as the landscape allows that. And we've started some work around a buy local campaign, so that when businesses are open and people are ready to go about a more normal life, whether that's retail or professional services or a haircut or whatever it is that we would normally do, we're going to have some sort of promotional campaign urging people to support those businesses that are right here.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good campaign, and we need to look after our local businesses when we do come out of lockdown, because they've done it pretty hard in the last couple of weeks, and there's still another 2 weeks to go. Also about the government's criteria on level 4, and looking at the numbers that are coming through of people infected with the COVID virus, it's actually sort of looks to me as though it's peaked and sort of dropping down a wee bit, which is a really good sign. So when do you think we could start dropping to a level 3 or 2? Have you heard anything?
Well, we haven't heard anything about what yet will be that trigger. So we don't know anything more than anyone else in the community. But what we have heard is that it's likely that this week the Prime Minister will give us an indication of what it will take to bring the alert levels down. So at the moment, we're all working through the 4 weeks. We don't know what comes beyond that yet. What we also don't know is we don't know what has to happen in order for the alert levels to come down. So it'll be really good if we're going to get some sort of formal direction around saying, well, if the cases are at this level, then it might be this level of alert, and just give us the pathway through to a different way of being. So we're expecting that in the next day or two. So that'll be really welcome, I think.
It will be welcome. It'll give the people some who'll be doing a lot of work by just staying home. It's easy to do it, and this, as we said before, just stay home and you're doing a great job. Yeah. So it'll be good to see that coming out. So I think that's probably about all us for now. And the message is stay home, stay safe, and you'll save lives. It's a simple
It's a really consistent message, Neil, isn't it? The other consistent thing is the covid19.govt.nz website. It's still the one source of truth, even though we are repeating ourselves. And for those people feeling vulnerable, needing a little bit of help to get through this, the 0800 number is still being manned, will be manned over Easter. That number is 0800 24 2411. And if you feel like you need to make that call, then please do.
Thanks very much. We'll see you later on the week or early next.
Thanks, Neil.
Thanks, Hamish.